And I am admitting publicly that my first girl crush ever was ooh. Let's get some water. Shit. Motherfucking hot. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm here to talk about queerness. I'm here to talk about queerness. All right, let's go. Let's go. What? Hey y'all. Oh, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Today, I got this hoodie on because I'm gonna be talking about queerness. I'm paying homage to all the gay girls I knew in high school that would wear hoodies and pants. I love y'all. Thank you. I'm here to talk about my personal journey with queerness, why I identify as a queer person, just queer, and what kind of, I guess, sparked that and the catalyst for all of that stuff. So growing up, I grew up conservative Christian. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. Being gay, gayness, all that stuff is a big no-no. That is an N-O no-no. I went to Christian schools for most of my life. Christian private schools, Catholic schools, Adventist schools, Baptist. Of course, when I got to high school, my high school is dead and gone now, but I went to all girls Catholic high school. Queerness was in the air. But my personal journey with queerness started way before that. I would say when I was in middle school, that was when I first started to hear people talk about queerness, talk about being gay, being lesbian, being bisexual. And that was actually when I went to public school, of course, right? It wasn't really talked about much in private school. If there was a gay kid, then no one really said much about it. No one really commented on it. It was just kind of like, we think Johnny might be gay. And it's like, whoa, what? When I went to public school for that, 2.5 year span, people were much more open about it, much more confident about it. It was my first time seeing people who were openly queer and would live and present the lifestyle, right? Not the lifestyle in the sexual sense, but in a cultural sense, right? I remember going to church and hearing about gay people being damned and going to hell and all this other stuff, and I was never really with that shit. I remember having like much nicer experiences with gay and queer people than straight people, and feeling like, how are they going to hell when they're like literally nice? Like literally they're nice people. Like, why are they going to hell? That doesn't make any sense. Straight people are evil, as we all know. Not all straight people, but most are pretty evil, bigoted, and so on and so forth. I remember being in about 8th grade and hearing about bisexuality and being bi-curious, wanting to identify with that, partially identifying with that, and kind of just keeping that term and terminology in the back of my mind. I was never really afraid of queer people. I never really disliked queer people. There were times and moments in my adolescence and even now in my adult life or young adult life where I see a person of the same sex and I find them attractive. And I'm like, oh, okay, like that's an attractive person. Like, cool. I didn't really think that wasn't normal per se. I remember having little experiences with like my parents us, like, say for instance, me being out with my dad and him seeing a handsome man and acknowledging that and saying, oh wow, look at that guy, he's handsome. And it wasn't demonized, it wasn't gay or anything like that. It was just him acknowledging the attractiveness of another person, regardless of whether or not they were of the same sex as he is. I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, it's okay to find someone of the same sex physically attractive. I understand, of course, that queerness is a little bit further than that, but when you're, you know, in middle school, you're not thinking about, or I guess you shouldn't be thinking about all that stuff. That's for the big leagues, okay? That's for the big league. I remember my having a moment right now, and I am admitting publicly that my first girl crush ever was Kerry Washington. Kerry Washington, please y'all send this to Miss Kerry. Well, she's married. She's Kerry Washington Asamoah. Mr. Namdi, if I'm saying that wrong, please tell me. Kerry Washington, I felt like she was the most gorgeous person on the planet, and she is. And I just loved her face, and I thought that she was beautiful. I think, because it's still very much so active in my mind, that she is beautiful and fantastic and confident and lovely. And I remember watching her on TV with my dad and like fangirling, and him looking at me like, okay, Zakiya, like calm down, chill out. And I'm like, no, she's perfect. She's perfect. Kerry Washington was my first girl crush ever, and she's still my girl crush to this day. Miss Kerry, I love you. Oh my gosh, I love you. You're like so totally hot. Okay. That's why I got the fan here. Okay. And that was when I was in about middle school. Super big crush on Kerry Washington. Still very much so active to this day. She's an Aquarius. Like she just speaks to me. Okay? She speaks to me. And I remember the next girl crush that I had, I was in high school. I was about 15, 16 years old, all girls Catholic high school. And my girl crush then, which maybe I guess it counts as my first girl crush, because it was like a real, more attainable person that was like in my sphere, as opposed to a celebrity, was and is Paige. I don't know Paige's last name, okay? But Paige, and this reminds me, I need to find Jade. Hello, Jade. I need to find Jade. Shout out to Jade. Shout out to Taylor. Oh my gosh. Jade and Taylor were friends with Paige. I don't know if I told Jade, I was always cool with Jade. I don't know if I told Jade when we were younger that I had a crush on Paige, but Jade, I'm gonna send this to you when I find you on the socials of the medias, so that you can find Paige and tell her. Paige might not even know who I am, but she might not even remember me, because I was like it was like a real, like, it was a crush that was different from me having a crush on like any guy or anything. It was like having a crush when you're like younger and you have like the butterflies and you see them and you're like shy and like you don't want to say anything and stuff. That was what I was feeling. With Paige, she was and is gorgeous, okay? She, at that point, this was before Chris Brown was getting physical with motherfuckers. She had like a Chris Brown thing going on, and she had like short hair and like a fade, and she had 2 diamond studs. She was a stud, which is a black people thing. Okay, white people, white queers, white gays, white lesbians, stop. You guys are butches and dykes. I don't want to hear it. Stop stealing stud. It's a black thing. It's not for you. Thank you. Or maybe a person of color thing, but it's not for you. Stop it. Thank you. She was a stud and she was gorgeous, and she had like small eyes, and she was really, really tall. She was really tall, and she had big lips and big boobies. And I had a big old crush on her. And I remember one time I was in the bathroom, and she was only there for like a year, right? And I remember one time I was in the bathroom, and I came out the bathroom, and Paige in all her fineness and glory was standing at the sink, and she was washing her hands because she's a decent human being, and she was washing her hands. And I came out, and she looked at me, and she was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hi." And then I like hurried up and washed my hands and like grabbed my backpack and like ran out the bathroom. And I was just like, right? And I went to when it was lunchtime, I told if I remember correctly, I think I told my friends, like, guys, Paige said hi to me in the bathroom, and they're like, okay, Zakiya, whatever, like, good for you. And I just had a big old crush on Paige. And then the next year, when I finally got the courage, I was like, it's a new school year. I think I was a sophomore in high school then. It was junior year. I was feeling cute. I hit that stage of puberty where I started growing into my face and shit like that, and I started getting cute. I was like, now's my chance. Now's my time. I'ma holler at Paige. And Paige, she didn't come back. And I didn't see her again ever. And she transferred and went to a new school. And that was like my shot, my chance. And it's gone. Paige is gone. Well, she's not gone. Hopefully she's still like on earth, and alive and well and thriving, and, you know, like sexy and stoic and stuff. Jade, if you know where Paige is at, and wait, hold on. Am I ready to talk to Paige? Am I ready for that? I don't know. That was like almost 10 years ago. I'm 24 now, almost 25. It was almost 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. Who knows like what she's doing and all that stuff. But man, was she hot. Yep. And she would just like wear pants, and I don't know, she was so masked and like cool. I love that. Her face, gorgeous. I mean, she would come in like clean, like cleaner than boys. You know what I mean? Like cleaner than the guys, like haircut fresh. You know, oh my gosh, wow. I'm having a moment. Paige, if you ever see this, oh my God, okay, you fine. You are fine, ma'am. Wow, God loves you, huh? Yep, sure does. Ooh, what was I saying? It's hot, that's what I was saying, shit. But yeah. That is my story. Since then, for me, when it comes to me and my queerness, and let me say right now, because I have experienced, and I know they're out there, the big bad wolf dykes and gays that are like, if you're not fully gay, you're not really gay, and all this other stuff. Sexuality is a spectrum. Queerness is a spectrum. All of this shit, intelligence, beauty, confident. All of this stuff is a spectrum. And you are free to land on and be wherever you want to be on that spectrum. Don't let people tell you that you're not gay enough and all this other bullshit. Shut up. Stop telling people that. It's not nice. Stop it. For me, I like to say that I am queer because usually I am attracted to men. And listen, every once in a while, okay, I'll have, I will feel more desires to pursue women, pursue relationships with women, although that for me is, it's not easy, okay? It is not easy, all right? And especially when, for some reason, when it comes to queer culture, the way that you look a lot of times influences where you are standing on the spectrum when it comes to how other people perceive you. And for me, I'm tall, I am slender, I am darker skinned, and I have locks. So women will assume that I am the pursuant and that I'm going to be taking them out on dates. And baby, I ain't doing none of that shit. I am not doing that, okay? I personally prefer the more submissive femme role, and I like that dynamic for me personally, which would probably explain, unless you're Kerry Washington, of course, which would probably explain why I was so into Paige. She just like was like gorgeous and masked and like tall and taller than me and all this other stuff, and I just was like, yes, check mark, yes. That's just how I feel. I am like a I guess a baby gay, you could say, and that's perfectly fine with me. I am not in a rush, and one day I do want to marry a man, yeah, and have children and all that stuff. That's just a personal thing for me, and hopefully I am married to a lovely man who is willing to explore my queerness with me, and that is another story for another time. Not here to get freaky, but since we're getting freaky now, Carrie, Miss Carrie, okay, Mr. Namdi, if y'all ever need a unicorn, I'm your girl. If you don't know what I mean when I say to these married people that if they need a unicorn, I'm their girl, then you are too young to be on this page. Click your young happy ass off of here. Get out. What you doing? If you don't know what a unicorn is, don't look it up, okay? And click off and go away. Go, get out of here. Get out of here. This is not for you. It's not for kids. I'm old enough, okay? We're all adults here. Shit. So yeah. Send this to Miss Carrie and let her know that my love for her is undying, and yeah. Namdi, you look great too. Love you too. Okay, not gonna forget about you, not gonna leave you out. That's not what a good unicorn does. And Jade, if you know where Paige is at, let her know where I'm at, because she is probably still fine as fuck. She probably got a whole shorty, because she that fine. Where she just keep bitches. You know what I mean? She probably got a whole shorty. And her shorty probably fine too. Anyway, Jesus have mercy. That is it. That is all. Do I have anything else to say about my queerness? No, I think that's about it. Remember, y'all, to respect people in their choices, respect people in their decisions. Everyone is free to be who they want to be, live the life that they want to live, excuse me. The same way that you're free to be a fucking piece of shit and an asshole and a dickhead, queer people are free to be queer and happy and lovely and sparkly and smell like cupcakes. So you can just sit the fuck down and chill. And, you know, stop being a fucking homophobe, because that's not cool. That's not cool, okay? And stop acting like just because someone says they're gay or queer or whatever that they want to fuck you. They don't. It's not always the way Hollywood in the movie portrays it. They don't always want to fuck you. Maybe they just want to be fucking honest with you. How about that? Did you think about that? No, you didn't. You know why? Because you're rude and you're self-centered. Stop being a narcissist. Try that. Try stop being a narcissist. Try that. Yeah. And on that note, I mean, yeah, that's all I got. Stay blessed, y'all. Be safe, okay? And yeah, bye-bye.